Okay, so it is 2:43 p.m. Monday, March 2nd. Uh, yeah, and this year's been kind of crazy with some of these things that's been going on. Anyway, um, my updates. First, I finished Moby Dick. That book is not worth. I mean, it's all right, but I think it could have been condensed to like 200 pages, and you could have still gotten the exact same, quality, you know, than just expanding it up to. My book was 600 and I think 25, 15 pages long, something like that. So, dude, it did not need to be that long. So much you could have gotten rid of, and like I said, the boat things, certain parts of the whale, certain things like that, could have been reduced to a very detailed diagram at the beginning, right? You could have had two diagrams or a couple diagrams, maybe 10 pages, let's say, of information about whaling. That's all you needed, right? And then everything else could have just been removed, and then you're good. But it is what it is. I didn't quit. I kept going, and got through it. Um, let's see what else. What else? Writing. I've been trying to, but it's like I've been trying to, but it's time management. It's been getting in the way. That's one thing. But another thing is just getting into that writing mentality, which for me particularly, right, that being for that section with being poetic and stuff, it has to be something that I have to get into the mood, right? And the times that I am in the mood for doing it, right, like actually getting into writing and stuff, it's like I have something comes up, right? Yeah, whatever. But that's life for you, right? Anyway, I'm gonna go back into it. I'm gonna focus. I have a lot of things to go with it. Um, Book wise, I think I'm taking on way too many books. That's just bar none. And this is gonna take me a long time to go through them. So what I'm considering doing, right? And this is very important. What I'm considering doing is, getting rid of one of the books that I'm reading, so I can focus on only two. With my goal to power through the Art of War, right? Like go through it and try to get through that one. It's 200 pages long. Get through it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm part of different book clubs and they all have different books. And depending on which ones, like right now, Les Miserables is on the table, right? I think it's like 1,000 pages or more or something. I don't know. I have to check it. No, I think it's like 900,000 pages, right, on the edition that I have, and that shit is chunky, dude. Um, I'm already reading The Magic Mountain, which I think, yeah, you can see it's kind of old because I got it used. Um, The Magic Mountain, which is I think it's like 700 pages, right? I have this one, The Art of War, right? It's good book and it should be short. It's like I said, 200 pages max. I can get through it fairly quickly if I focus on it. But I don't want to lose what the meaning is. And this is Don Quixote. This book I'm not in a hurry for. This is a long term project, like a whole, like maybe throughout the whole year, right? It's one of those. It's also a big chunky boy, and it is very small text and very wordy. And it is in Spanish. Wait, it is in Spanish. It is in Spanish, but it's not just in Spanish. It is old school Spanish. So I'm just all like, the fuck you mean? Sometimes. But either way, it's very nice, very well written. It's incredibly well written. So I'm just going through, and I want to go and just go through and balance everything that I'm trying to do, so that I don't lose track of things. Right. Other than that, there's other stuff on the back burner that I want to get through and get done. But those are more personal stuff, not something um, too extreme. Hmm. What else? What else? What else? Books that I don't want to talk about work. I mean, it's work. It is what it is. And I mean, like the actual work is not difficult. It's just the way that the. Okay, so one thing that I have, one complaint that not a complaint, but one thing that I just don't like about where I'm working at is other people don't do a good clean job because you're timed, right? In a sense, you have to do X amount of pallets per whatever, right? And what that does is a lot of the other reach truck drivers, they just kind of shove things into places or drop things around, right? They kind of rush it, and then you get a bunch of pallets, a bunch of a big mess. There's messes. There's a mess everywhere, right? Just very messy. And I like to be organized. I like to do things the right way, right? Every pallet that I put in, I make sure that everything is well cleaned. I take my trash away, all that stuff. Other people don't do that. And then you have order pullers, which are going around grabbing the stuff so they can send them off to different stores, and they themselves are make a mess as well. So you get a lot of aisles where there's just a bunch of stuff just thrown on the ground, and I just like it's just messy, dude. I understand that it's a warehouse environment, right? It has to be fast paced, but I think that it can be fast paced, right? Like not super like not slow, but also well organized and well done. I just don't feel I feel like you know there's like a disconnect there that could be easily done better. Um, yeah, but it is what it is, and that is not a big deal. I mean, I'll work. If if they have me packing down, mud or whatever is fine. Cement or whatever. I don't care about getting dirty. Just I think that it could be done in a more organized. It could be more organized and clean at the location. Um, Other than that, I finished Resident Evil 9. It's pretty good. It's honestly very good. Freaking Emily, little cutie. Uh, there's a character like a little girl named Emily on there. Who's awesome, dude. Like I just thought that very adorable. Um, but yeah, then there's what's her name? What's the main character? Grace. She's pretty cool. She's like an early Leon, right? Not very powerful, not very experienced, and you kind of play through slower with her. Then you have Leon over here being like a Chad going through and being like, hey, remember Mr. X? Yeah, X ain't gonna give it to me. I'm gonna give it to him. It's yeah, I think it's a full circle kind of game. I think it's the 30-year anniversary of Resident Evil, so you know it's like a full circle from Leon started off as a rookie cop, this the very beginning couple games, and then you have it full circle with Leon. Now he's going back to Raccoon City, the beginning of everything. You actually get to see it now, and it's like a big closure, kind of circle thing, which I thought was pretty cool. And I put that in, I think, number three in my Resident Evil main games favorite list. Number one is Resident Evil 8. That one is, to me, is very done or very well. No, Resident Evil 4 remake, awesome, right? And Resident Evil 4 will always hold a very special spot in my heart. It was the first one that I played, and also I played it in so many consoles. I remember I played it, if I'm not mistaken, it was the GameCube, right? It might be the GameCube where I played it at my cousin's house when I was little, and I remembered some spiders kicked my ass, and that's the memory that I have. I think it was spiders, something like that. And then I had it on the PS2, PS3, if I'm not mistaken. Even the PS4, I had the copy. I have a copy on my PC, so it's one of those games that it's very special. And Resident Evil 7 is number four. And then from there it goes, well, Resident Evil 7. Then for Resident Evil 7, after that it will be Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 1, and I'm talking about the remakes. I don't really care for the tank controls on the old school ones. Then we go to 5, and then finally 6. And that's my listing for those games. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I have some McDonald's that's kind of getting cold right now, but I've been craving McDonald's. I saw a post online, a McDonald's from Japan and Miku, and I just wanted some McDonald's, so I got some McDonald's. And when I went to pick it up, the cashiers, the nice old ladies, they were all like, "Oh, you're very hot, very pretty," and they were hitting on me. So confidence boost right there. Plus one confidence. So I'm feeling good. Anyway, I think this is a good spot to end this, and yeah, I'll see y'all next week, and